Sup fam, it's Musashden, back with another video that will probably lose me some subscribers. That's okay, not everyone is going to agree with me. I don't really need you to, think for yourself. That being said, you saw the title, you saw the thumbnail. Today I'm making a man out of Camilo Madrigal. Before I start, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm okay with people aging up characters. I'm literally doing that right now, just so I don't feel like a creep when I draw Camilo with my OC Nathaniel. You want to draw someone with their dick out? Make them look 18. Want to draw someone flashing their boobs? Make them look 18. That Loli or Shota character that's actually 45, that's bullshit. Don't draw childlike bodies with their bits out. I cannot stress that enough. Now I know there's some douche out there going, well, what does age look like anyway? It's the same as what a woman looks like in that whole gender thing. No, it isn't, Jeff. Showing age is as simple as giving the character facial hair. That way, you know from jump, this character is an adult. Women are a little harder. They don't typically have beards, and don't jump up my ass about women who actually have beards. I know they do. I'm saying typical. Grown women can look way younger than they actually are, but not dressing them like little girls will fix that. Look up adult women's clothes. They are vastly different from little girls. And if the character is naked, that makes it even easier. Just give them body hair. Grown women aren't hairless. Give them pubes. Do it. Do it! Or, if you don't want to, a simple disclaimer in the description will suffice. All characters here are 18 plus. Recently, and when I say recently, it probably happened like 2 weeks ago and everyone is over it already, but some of the crew members of a show called Amphibia was put on blast for drawing the main character in a Rule 34 kind of way. If you don't know what Rule 34 is, you're probably new here. Google that shit. Anyway, the fans of the show were all outraged and appalled that they would do such a thing. Sexualization of a minor and all that new wave crybaby bullshit that self-righteous tweens are always complaining about, and I'm just now realizing that I really did grow up in a different time from them. Because when I was a teenager, absolutely no one in my age group gave a flying fuck about sexualizing anything. I've been drawing tits and dicks since I was 15, and I used to post them online under a different screen name. I never admitted my age back then, and thus kept myself hidden from all the pedos and creeps of the World Wide Web. Admitting your age on the internet has a Streisand effect. You think it protects you from adult things, but it just lays a trail of breadcrumbs for creepers to follow you. Anyway, back to the Amphibia thing. I mentioned in a tweet that the creators and show crew of animated shows are usually the ones responsible for starting the Rule 34 train, and I found it hilarious that these fans of the show didn't know that. They didn't know that the creators of their favorite shows are human adults. Yes, they are going to draw their creations doing adult things because they themselves are adults, regardless of the age of the character, because they are not thinking a bunch of sensitive internet teens are going to find any of it. Honestly, I don't know how the underage fan did find it, since they seem so hell-bent on not sexualizing their favorite characters that they've sunk their whole personality into. Thus, if they find the character sucking, they immediately see themselves doing it and freak out because they would never. Or some such other disassociative, vicarious nonsense. I can imagine they go searching adult places and are shocked when they find the character being drawn in an adult way. Like, heavens, who would think that they'd find adult things in an adult place? Half the time, the artists who draw what the US considers a minor live in a place where adult age is vastly different, so what are you gonna do, baby? This is all irrelevant anyway, because apparently the crew member drew the character as a grown-up. Because that's apparently canon with that show. Like, she appears as a grown-up at one point or another, and that's how he drew her. But the fans' outrage is what made me chuckle, because, like I said, most of the Rule 34 stuff was made by the people who created or worked on the show. Bruce Timm was drawing Barbara Gordon and Buffy the Vampire Slayer naked way back in '99. The showrunners of Rugrats made a whole-ass storyboard about Stu Pickles being a drunk and beating his wife and kids. The creator of Invader Zim got his start making a comic book about a man that kills people and smears their blood on the walls of his house. I know that's a super vague description of Johnny the homicidal maniac, but I have to use my time to remind everyone that Rebecca Sugar used to draw Ed, Edd and Eddy porn. And that there's a whole ass vault archive of professionally drawn Disney characters. This, like, Rule 34. Like, there's a whole ass vault. Like, people didn't know about the vault. There's a whole Disney vault full of this shit. Like, that blew my mind that you guys don't know. The whole thing seems so silly, especially when it's not even a real child. It's a cartoon, for crying out loud. You can literally draw them doing anything. Who cares? I have literally seen Lilo and Stitch dressed up like SS soldiers. That don't even make fucking sense. It's not even Rule 34, but that don't even make any kind of sense. But somebody drew it because they fucking could. I'm gonna say this right here and now. I'm gonna get back to this Encanto thing. I'm gonna say this right here and now. When I first saw Encanto, I do believe the first thing I did when the credits rolled was look up how old Camilo was supposed to be. Now let me back up. Let me back up a little bit. I love all of the character designs from this movie. All of them. Every single one. Encanto has more dark-skin variation and representation than that other Disney movie about an actual black woman. Or that other one about the Inuit guy. Or that other one about the Aztec emperor. All those movies, those people transform for an hour and a half, and you never see their color until the end. Very beginning and very end. That's the only time those people are themselves, and it's honestly insulting. Yeah, those movies are garbage representation compared to Encanto. It's not even about black people, it's about Colombians. But they're garbage compared to the representation of skin variation that is in Encanto. So many different types of hair and curl patterns. It's just gorgeous. All of it is so gorgeous. So I fell in love with the designs before I did a quick Google search. Camilo in particular stole my heart, which immediately became a problem when I learned that he's 15 years old. Like, what? That I was like, just look. Why though? Look at him dance. Look at his smirky face. Anyone who knows me knows how I feel about tan redheads with freckles. In order not to have the damn FBI at my door, I went ahead and designed his 18-year-old self. This is basically the same thing I do for Jim from Treasure Planet. Although when that movie came out, I was actually the same age as Jim. So as I got older, so did my depiction of him. Camilo is literally going from 15 to 30 mentally. I think 17 is legal where I live, but 18 is universal, so yeah. Or at least it should be. So there's that. After studying his parents, I got to work on my design. So yeah, after studying his parents and what features he gets from them, I went about drawing him. I imagined as he aged, his face would have less baby fat, so I squared up his jaw like Felix. I need more practice with his nose. Camilo has this wonderful, very soft bell pepper nose. He get it from his daddy. In fact, I imagine the older he got, he'd look more like his father, which means Camilo is not going to be very tall. Peppa's height skips over him, and he's only going to be about 5'6". Antonio will be quite tall like his mother, and Dolores is as tall as her mom, but Camilo will be the odd one out at just like 5'6" or so. He's not going to be a very tall man. He does get, I did make him a little bit thicker, not quite as gangly as he was as a teenager, because good lord, our teenagers gangly. And I gave his hair a better shape, because who the hell keeps the same haircut from when they were younger? Like, no one. So I imagine he cut his hair just a little bit, gave it a better shape, and I let him keep the Camilo Madrigal freckles. Quick tangent about the freckles. I'm glad that Alma still had her freckles at her age. I'm not sure why this happens in animation, but a young character will have freckles, but then when they get older, the freckles are just gone. Like, you don't age out of freckles. In fact, I didn't get my freckles until I was in my teens. To this day, I'm still noticing new ones. They're on the bridge of my nose now. It's actually really cute. IDK, maybe someone out there had freckles when they were a kid and noticed they were gone as an adult. If that happened to you, let me know in the comments, because I'm a little curious about that. Like, did your freckles disappear? Where did they go? I'm actually having a lot of fun writing him and Nathaniel. Like I said, I'm very much not a teenager anymore, but thanks to potentially undiagnosed attention deficit, I am prone to teen-like behaviors such as dwelling on trivial shit that ends up not mattering, falling in love with dumb shit, hyperfixating, suddenly hating the things that I hyperfixated on. I'm easily distracted, and I'm damn sure slow to do things that I don't really feel like doing. Just look at how long it takes me to make videos. Camilo and Nathaniel are actually really sweet to each other. They have a typical meet cute, and from there their relationship develops through letters and random hunting trips and teen BS. Like, it's not like my other characters where it's like it gets straight to the nitty gritty, the Rule 34, and get straight into that. No, their relationship is actually a lot slower and a lot cuter. Okay, here it is. My rendition of what Camilo Madrigal looks like, will look like when he's 18 years old. There is another adult version of him floating around out there, and the artist drew him with longer hair. And I'm gonna be honest, I want to try and draw him that way too, because the longer hair looks really cute on him. Tell me what you think of this in the comments. Also, what do you think of adult artists like myself aging up characters? Are you fine with it? Do you even care? Do you think adult artists who do age up characters are just a pack of closet pedo freaks? Let me know in the comments. Vote this video up or vote it down. I don't know. Think for yourself. Love me or hate me. You can follow me on DeviantArt, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and Wattpad because I am Musashden here, there, and everywhere. Thanks for watching.